Hello, I'm Dina Jagway, Parkview's Chief Administrative Officer, and welcome to another episode of Parkview Connections, a podcast geared to help Parkview coworkers connect, learn, and grow. Our goal is to inspire leadership and influence. We meet coworkers and leaders and hear stories about bold leadership that both engage and encourage us to help shape this world-class culture that we have here at Parkview. You may have heard of Craig Groeschel, who's the founder and senior pastor of Life Church. He's a best-selling author and also the creator of a popular leadership podcast. In one of his recent episodes, he discussed the 6 ways to lead out of a crisis. Now, many of us know what it's been like to lead through a crisis over the last few years. But in this episode, Craig talks to us about leading out of a crisis, which is sometimes, quite frankly, harder than leading through one. Today, I want to share with you one of those 6 keys and also talk with some Parkview coworkers that are excelling in this area. So if you're interested in hearing all of the 6 keys to leading out of a crisis, we've included the links of Craig's podcast in our description. But today we're going to focus on one, which is number 3, helping your hurting team members heal. So in today's episode, we're going to hear from 3 individuals, all who have either led and helped coworkers heal, how they're healing themselves, and information that can help us all in that journey. With us today is Andy Lockwood, who's our Nutritional Services Director at PRMC, Kate McEntee, who is our Retention and Engagement Manager, and also Glennis Van, who is our Medical Staff Site Coordinator for the Parkview Ortho Hospital. So Andy, let's start with you.
Okay.
So I understand you've done some creative things in helping our coworkers heal and some things that you've particularly done with the nutritional services. Can you tell us about that?
Sure. Yeah, we, over the past few years, things have been so stressful with managing the pandemic and that sort of thing. And during that time, we took a step back and asked kind of what is our mission as a department and what are we focused on? And we really came to the conclusion that we're here to improve the health of our communities and those that we serve. And that includes our own team. We can't help other people if we're not taking care of ourselves. So with that, we came up with 2 things that I'd like to talk to you about. One is a program called Healthy Teams, Healthy Meals. And that has been really kind of a game changer in how our employees are able to take care of themselves throughout the day. Our tray passers, for example, walk 8 to 10 miles a day. Can you imagine doing that? If you were to go leave here and walk 10 miles, you feel exhausted afterwards. And I'd see them at their lunch break and they'd be eating potato chips or Pop-Tarts or something like that they brought in from home, and just knowing that that's not going to sustain them. And so we came up with this program because I thought, well, I'd like to be able to provide their food for them. For the food service department, it's not a huge cost, it's just the cost of the food. And so we were able to focus on, if we're going to provide a free meal, make sure that it's something sustaining and healthy for them. So Sodexo, the company that manages the food service in Parkview, has a program called Mindful. And it's just a perfect kind of marriage of what My Wellbeing does here at Parkview and what Sodexo does, where there's foods in our cafeteria that meet this mindful criteria. And they're across the board. It's not just salads and that sort of thing. And so we made those foods available for our employees. They can spend up to $7 a day. The thing on their end, the employees' end, that they have to do is commit to meeting with a My Wellbeing coach from Parkview once a month, and then be actively engaged, and then fill out a survey about kind of the results of how they're feeling and that sort of thing. And so we've partnered with My Wellbeing, and we have about 80 engaged employees, and they are committing to meeting with this health coach once a month and setting their own goals. It could be diet related, it could be exercise, it could be meditation, sleep practices, it could be a lot of different things, but as long as they're working towards those goals, then they qualify to be in the program.
So very personalized, to each coworker in terms of how they want to engage with the coach. And remind me, these are just nutritional services coworkers that you really offered this to.
That's right.
That's great. Yeah. That's great. But you saw a need, and you saw that we all, I think, certainly during the heart of whether it's COVID waves and responding to take care of our community, it was reaching for sometimes the food for us
Sure,
to
yeah.
replenish our bodies, not very healthy. That's great. Andy, thank you for your leadership and really looking at ways that we can uniquely help our coworkers and personalizing in your area some things that can have impact.
My pleasure.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Okay.
So next we have Kate McEntee, who is our Retention and Engagement Manager and who's also responsible for our CARE program. So Kate, CARE is probably one of the best kept secrets right now within
Yes.
Parkview.
Yes.
So give us the basics. What is the CARE team within our organization?
So CARE stands for Coworker Assistance, Retention, and Engagement. And we have a program that's available to our coworkers to assist with acute and chronic personal crisis. So those crises could be related to financial, food, housing insecurities. It could be related to educational assistance needs, childcare needs, transportation needs. Our team is dedicated to support those coworkers, no matter how large or how small those needs are, to help navigate them through those crises, to help connect them with resources both internally and externally.
So what would you say has been the greatest kind of learning experience as you and the CARE team have really been engaging with our coworkers? I mean, what's one of those things that you've taken away that you've said we really need to focus on?
I would say that we really need to focus on our coworkers' financial wellness as well as their mental health wellness. We've had coworkers who have come to us who just have a need for knowledge of how to budget, how to handle utility payments, bills, and we're able to connect them with resources that we've been able to develop where they now have those skill sets, and we're seeing them be so successful. We see coworkers who have thrived and are now homeowners because of the education that they've learned. And we see coworkers who are incredibly brave now, reaching out, letting us know that they are experiencing compassion fatigue, they're experiencing burnout, they're experiencing mental health issues, and that they just need help. And sometimes it's really hard to figure out, well, where do you start? And that's what our team's for. Our team is to help them take that one stressor away so that way we can help them navigate it. We will get them connected. We will walk alongside with them so that they're not on that journey alone.
And when you think about 14,000 plus individual lives and certainly the impacts within their families, you're right. There's a whole host of circumstances that really we don't know. And so having them come and be able to tap into the CARE team for help and resources helps us learn how we can provide more and more support to coworkers and again, helping people heal. That's great. That's great. Well, applaud you and the small but mighty CARE team that we have really assisting all of our coworkers and just being able to highlight some of the services, very wide range of services. And I love that you're willing to, hey, if we haven't addressed it, we haven't seen it, well, we're gonna figure that out.
Absolutely.
So we'll make sure that in the show notes, we'll include all the links and
Thank you.
allowing everyone
Thank
to
you so
have the
much.
resources. Thank you for your leadership and thanks to the CARE team.
Thank you so much.
Great having you here.
Thank you.
So in addition to the CARE team, one of the things that we've offered are renewal workshops. We know that so many of our coworkers, we've all experienced the last several years in different ways, how it's impacted us at work, impacted our families. And so offering renewal workshops is a great way to step back and begin to heal. And we have with us Glennis Van, who again is our medical staff site coordinator at Parkview Ortho Hospital. And you recently went through our renewal workshop, is that correct?
That is correct. I did it at the end of June.
So for those that have not even heard about a renewal workshop, so talk about what that experience was like. What is it?
So it is actually a great experience to just kind of get in touch with yourself, where you are as far as in your professional life, where you are with your family. It's a way to kind of connect with yourself. It's a form of self-care in which they look at ways that you can make a difference, the things that you can do on your own to help you not feel that burnout that everyone has felt over the last couple of years.
That's interesting. So I like your term self-care and just what that means to you and what that means to me might be different, but attending a renewal workshop can really help you identify what that is. I mean, what drove you to say, that's what I want to do. I want to participate in that?
Just the last few years have just been overwhelming. It's life itself, work has been busy, it's been nonstop. And because of that, I was not feeling the enthusiasm for my job, and other parts of my life were starting to suffer. And I knew I needed to make a change. I didn't know what that was or what it looked like. And when I saw the email come across, I'm like, that's it. That's what I need.
How long was it, by the way?
So it's just the morning. So
Okay.
it's like from, I think it was like 7:30 to about noon. So it's not a very long workshop.
So a couple hours. And did you walk away with things that could then transcend, beyond those 4 hours, things that you could do, things that you were able to continue on in your daily practices?
I sure was. There was actually an exercise that we did where it had different aspects of our lives, and we outlined where we were. We put a number to spirituality, to family relationships, to our work. And by looking at that, I was able to see areas where maybe I was doing better than I thought I was, and then other areas where the struggle was there and I knew I needed to make changes. So at the end of that, it allowed us to make a 30-day commitment to truly doing self-care in whatever way that we needed as individuals. And I have made that commitment, and there are things that I have changed already, and it's made a difference.
Wow. One of the things that when you said it kind of popped up on your email and you kind of knew this was something that you wanted to do. And I know that for everyone, life is busy. There are so many things going on, but I appreciate the fact that you recognize, I'm going to make the time, I'm going to step away and do that. I know we're offering it to all coworkers and continuing to offer it, I think, into August. We'll make sure that we put the link out there for our coworkers who are watching this episode, but really being able to continue that on into next year. What would you say, I guess, as a last parting comment for other coworkers who are considering the renewal workshop in terms of what you think the best benefit of that is?
I think don't think about it, just do it. Because even if you feel I'm okay, life's okay, we all need to take a second. That's something that we just don't get to do now. So I encourage coworkers as well as leaders to really look into that. Leaders encourage those coworkers to attend, and coworkers take the time. Yeah, we're busy, but take the time because it will make a difference.
Oh, wow. Well, thank you, Glennis, for first being here today, but for also just attending the renewal workshop and being vulnerable and saying, this is something that I want to do and I want to better myself. And I like that you have this 30-day commitment and you've already seen some change. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
So we've heard 3 powerful stories and examples today. And as Craig Groeschel says, when it comes to leading out of a crisis, helping our hurting team members heal is crucial. We need to support one another now more than ever. And the coworkers we've spoken with today are all heading in the right direction for true healing to take place. Invite you to engage in the many resources that are available to you as coworkers, and appreciate you tuning in for another episode of Parkview Connections. Don't forget you can submit your questions or topic suggestions anytime by emailing me or on the form on the Parkview Connections Pulse site. See you again soon.